Hello, family and friends. How are you today? Welcome to 196 Days Around the World of Family Life. My name is Praise. For where you therapist. Well, I landed on the island, beautiful island of Bahamas early this morning. And I'm super excited to be bringing you Family Life inside Bahamas. The first time I went to Bahamas was about 5 years ago, and I'd gone to as a guest to the late Dr. Miles Morrell at the final conference we were supposed to attend together. Unfortunately, that was where he lost his life in a ghastly plane crash. I still have a nostalgic feeling because I remember leaving Bahamas that particular year. I was in tears, flying back. Beautiful place, lovely beaches. If you want a good resort, that's the place to be. Now, so today we're looking at inside Bahamian family life. Now, the Bahamas, known officially as the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, is a country within the Lucayan archipelago of the West Indies in the Caribbean. The Bahamas lie in the Atlantic off the eastern coast of and extend for over 700 miles, roughly parallel to Cuba. I remember I flew like maybe 90 minutes flight from Atlanta to the Bahamas, right there about. The archipelago consists of approximately 700 islands and cays, plus nearly 2,400 reefs and rock formation. National culture was forged through the interaction of the British and African tradition. Britons contributed the English language, Protestantism, a market economy, and European technology, while various West African people, as usual, we contributed our musical instruments and styles, form of dance, religious concept, folk tales, family patterns, and linguistic influences. Now, you need to know that this island used to be on the British rule for a long time. So predominantly most of their activities is driven by the British system, even though they are predominantly blacks from West Africa. Many of them taking slaves to the sugar plantation, before that country was formed. Now, here are the 6 fun facts in case you want to work as a family life professional in the Bahamas. One, there is a dwindling respect for conventional family. Now, family life is the most important part to most Bahamians, in times past, but within the new generation, that is changing. The incidence of former marriages has decreased throughout the late 20th century. An increasing number of households are headed by a single woman, usually the mother. Before the 1940s, traditionally, women tended to stay at home, mothers and wives. Now, as a result of increased educational opportunities and the development of the tourist industry, most women now work outside the home. Moreover, by the late 20th century, Bahamian women have begun to attain top positions in public services, banking, law, medicine, politics, and other professions, which has led to increased use of house helps and nannies. Now, what does that come with? Well, you will find out later. Number two, there are 4 social classes that we discovered in the Bahamas. So if you want to work with them, you need to know that what they're able to pay differ from social class to social class. Now, this is a country of 4 different social classifications, namely the upper class. This is made up of the wealthy business owners, corporate managers, professionals, high-ranking government officials, and some foreign citizens. Historically, this class was composed of Britons, white Bahamians, light-skinned Bahamians of mixed race, and a few Americans and Canadians. According to every culture that's come, the second category is the middle class. In the middle class consists of small business owners, some professionals, civil servants, and low-level corporate managers. Most members of this class are of African ancestry, but some are of European and Asian ancestry. Now, the third class is the lower class. The lower class is the nation's largest. Almost all the members of this class are of African ancestry. Africa, what did we do to the rest of the world? Anyway, the fourth category, which I found in Bahamas, I hardly hear about this, is what is called the underclass. The lowest stratum is an underclass that consists of the chronically unemployed and Haitian refugees. Most members of the underclass live in the least desirable and respected section of Nassau metropolitan area. Number 3, there's pseudo gender equality in the Bahamas. Legally, women have equal rights under the law, right? That's what it's supposed to be. But men tend to dominate the higher income and higher status position in the public and private sector. Men dominate fishing and other maritime endeavor, the building trades, and the transportation industry. Urban women have many career opportunities and are not discriminated against in obvious ways. Women dominate fields such as nursing, elementary school teaching, and office work. Out island women tend to be farmers, shopkeepers, craft specialists, and domestics. Yeah, when they are employed, many self-identify as housekeepers. So that should tell you that income is a bit low in this country. Okay, and number four, there's what is called a pseudo monogamy and growing single parenting. Marriages are monogamous. Of course, it's a nation that is heavy on religion, but marriages are monogamous. About 80-90% are Protestant. No, maybe I think 60 something or 70% are Protestants, 20% are Catholics, and the other ones are minor religions. Marriages are monogamous in many out island settlement. The options are marriage and extra residential union, right? And you know what I mean. In larger communities and towns, consensual unions exist. People are free to select their spouses. Church wedding follow brief engagement. In white-dominated out island settlement, interracial marriages are stigmatized. Now you know what I mean. Both partners are expected to contribute financially in a marriage setting. Divorces are available, although many couples simply drift apart and are never they never legally terminate the union. There is no stigma attached to remarriage. I mean, it's a very free society. A sexual double standard, however, exists in which women are supposed to be chaste until marriage and faithful during marriage, whereas men are expected to have premarital and extramarital affairs. Not that there's a lot to it, but I mean that's the reality. Men are widely seen as inherently promiscuous. I mean, as a family life professional, you may want to find out why. Could they be related to the fact that they are left in the hand of house help? Is there a connection between sexual abuse and this promiscuity? Is there a connection between observation and what they see their fathers do and this reality? Well, it's something that we have found concurrently, as a constant in many West African or African society, and we need to really research that. Now, in 85% household in the New Province and over in Grand Bahama are headed by single females with multiple children, and the putative fathers are nowhere in sight. So it's not impossible to see 3 children from 3 daddies and 1 mother who is the head of the family. The children are reared without the benefit of a focused, responsible, and sensible father role. Now, number 5, with what we said in number 4, comes troubled upbringing. Children are socialized in traditional adult roles. Girls care for younger siblings, play with dolls, and help with shopping and household chores. Boys may work with their fathers, but are often free to play. Boys are taught to be fun-loving and independent, while girls are expected to be responsible and to remain under close family scrutiny. I mean, so when a girl gets pregnant, she's considered to be a disgrace to the family, even though the guy can impregnate as many as possible. I mean, you find this also in West Africa. So it's almost like it's an environment that is very close to what you have in African countries, especially West African. Corporal punishment and threat are common. I mean, this is expected, and this is allowed under the law as a means of correction or discipline. And teachers are also allowed to mete out this corporal punishment. Over 50% of Bahamian children are born out of wedlock. That is crazy, right? Over 50% are born out of wedlock. In most cases, the prospective father leaves when he learns of his partner's pregnancy, and mothers are left to raise their children alone. So it's more or less a fatherless society. So you can understand some of this dysfunctionality. So your work is cut out as a family life practitioner because your work is basically foundational. Such abandonment was not so problematic in the days when Bahamians lived together in extended families. So there was an age where everybody lived together, grandfather, grandmother, people live together. But living in extended family is no longer common. And so children are often left on their own while their mothers go to work, and without supervision, some children become troubled and even violent, and many drop out of school. There is gross sexual abuse and sexual exploitation in many families in the Bahamas. So you can understand why, the population is rising because of out of wedlock children, all kinds of vicious circle, all kinds of violent behavior happening across that country. So it's a troubled society that we need to find solutions to. So apart from the fact that they're troubled by hurricane, which has ravaged the land over and over and over. I saw it. I saw it. Very beautiful beaches. But when you see what hurricane, the devastating effect of hurricane in the country, you will almost be worried. But again, that also comes with, troubled upbringing. Now, how do you help out in here? Number six, there's supposed to be elimination of gender-based violence, right? So I put elimination, but it's not totally eliminated. The Constitution of the Bahamas contains clauses which are discriminatory against women, particularly in regard to nationality. Especially, I think it was in the year 2013 or 2017, a referendum was supposed to be granted for on equality of men and women, and the men voted against it. Right. So, for example, only Bahamian men have the right to pass on Bahamian citizenship to their spouses. Bahamian women can't. This is unlikely going to change in the short term, since the Bahamian populace oppose changes to these laws. Now, why don't they want these laws to be changed? Only God can tell, and only they can tell, right? Inheritance law in the Bahamas also favor men, and in cases of domestic violence against women, the authorities often refuse to intervene. Predominantly, what happens in West Africa and many African countries, it's almost like a shadow. I mean, when you get to Bahamas, I went there, I saw the process. It was almost as if I was in Mali, or I was in Ghana, or I was in some parts of Nigeria. Very, very similar, apart from the weather and the beaches, very, very similar culture. The Bahamans remain one of only 27 countries worldwide, one of the two in Western Hemisphere, that denies mother the right to confer nationality to their children on equal basis with men. That may change tomorrow, but as of this day, 2020, this is the reality. Well, so maybe you need to educate the man to understand who is a man, who is a woman, because there's a traditional belief that is entrenched in patriarchal society that makes, I mean, it's not pronounced, but it's a belief that says men are superior to women. Now, you might want to find out where they got that beliefs from and create an intervention that can spark up a cultural change. Now, if you want to do that, you want to improve family life in the Bahamas, and you want to assist families effectively undetected, because you have to deploy a stealth system that can bypass conscious resistance. There is only one course you need to take that can help you attain that, and that course is called Family Systems Engineering Certification Program. If you go on school.impraiseforwhere.com, whether you're listening as a Bahamian family life professional, or you want to become one in the Bahamas, or you want to go work in the Bahamas, go to school.impraiseforwhere.com, look for Family Systems Engineering Certification Program, take that course. That is the doctor's prescription. It will help you to function effectively in the Bahamas, right? Follow me on Instagram at the Family Life Therapist. Trust me, you will enjoy the beautiful beaches. I enjoy the seafood. I enjoy the dance. From the airport, they were playing music, the traditional music, and I danced a lot. You will enjoy that in the Bahamas. Trust me, a beautiful place to be, but culturally, and when it comes to family life, there's a whole lot of work to do. So I will land in another country tomorrow. Till then, keep loving, keep living, and know that we have all it takes to transform our world. The most important nation on earth remains the family, because the family is the production factory of the society. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, have a fantastic